we experience ourselves as separate from each other, separate from nature. This sense of separation is deeply ingrained in our experience, but what if this separation is an illusion? What if beneath the surface of our individual identities lies a profound interconnectedness? Imagine a vast ocean. On the surface, we see individual waves rising and falling. We might perceive them as separate entities, yet beneath the surface, they are all part of the same ocean. In the same way, our individual identities, thoughts, and emotions are like waves. They appear separate on the surface of our awareness. However, beneath this surface, we are all connected by a deeper underlying reality. This deeper reality is often referred to as oneness, unity, or the divine. It is the source from which everything arises and to which everything returns. Our minds tend to perceive reality in terms of duality, self and other, good and bad, right and wrong. This dualistic perception creates separation and conflict. It is the root of much suffering. However, when we begin to see through this duality, a new perspective emerges. We recognize that these opposites are not absolute, but rather two sides of the same coin. They are interconnected and interdependent. This realization is often described as a shift from the head to the heart. It is a movement from a purely intellectual understanding to a direct experience of unity. This experience is not about denying the reality of our individual experiences. It is about recognizing that there is a deeper reality that transcends our individual perspectives. In this space of oneness, we experience a profound sense of peace, interconnectedness, and unconditional love. When we recognize our interconnectedness, compassion naturally arises. We begin to see ourselves in others. Their joys become our joys, and their sorrows become our sorrows. This understanding leads to a deep sense of empathy and a willingness to alleviate suffering wherever we find it. It dissolves the barriers of separation and allows us to connect with others from a place of love and understanding. Compassion is not merely a feeling, it is a way of being. It is about acting in the world with kindness, understanding, and a deep respect for all beings. Section 4, Echoes of Unity, from East to West. The concept of oneness is central to many spiritual traditions. In Eastern philosophies, particularly Hinduism and Buddhism, it is often referred to as Brahman or Buddha nature. This ultimate reality is seen as the ground of all being, the source from which all things arise and to which they return. In Christian mysticism, this concept finds expression in the idea of God as the universal Father, the source of all creation. It emphasizes the inherent dignity and worth of every human being as a child of God. Despite differences in language and cultural context, these traditions all point to the same fundamental truth. We are all interconnected, part of a single unified reality. Recognizing this unity is not merely an intellectual exercise, it is a profound shift in consciousness that has the power to transform our lives and the world around us. Section 5, Mystics Across Traditions, Glimpses of Oneness. Throughout history, mystics and saints from various traditions have experienced and articulated this profound sense of oneness. Their writings and teachings offer valuable insights into the nature of this reality. Saint Teresa of Avila, a prominent Spanish mystic, described her experience of union with God as a complete merging, a state of nothingness where the individual self dissolves into the ocean of divine love. Saint John of the Cross, another influential Christian mystic, spoke of the dark night of the soul, a period of spiritual purification and surrender that leads to the experience of divine union. The Cloud of Unknowing, a 14th century text of Christian mysticism, emphasizes the importance of letting go of all thoughts and concepts in order to experience the divine directly. It speaks of a cloud of unknowing that lies between us and God, a space beyond language and thought where true union can occur. These mystics, despite their different backgrounds and expressions, all pointed to the same fundamental truth. The experience of oneness transcends religious dogma and cultural boundaries. It's a universal human experience available to anyone willing to look beyond the illusion of separation. Section 6, Living the Unity, Real-World Implications. Understanding our interconnectedness is not just a lofty spiritual concept, it has profound implications for how we live our lives, interact with others, and care for our planet. When we recognize that we are all interconnected, we begin to act with greater compassion and understanding. We become more mindful of our impact on others and the environment. We are more likely to engage in actions that promote peace, justice, and sustainability. Recognizing our interconnectedness can inspire us to work for a more just and compassionate world. It can motivate us to challenge systems of oppression and inequality. It can lead us to live in a way that honors the interconnectedness of all life. The illusion of separation is deeply ingrained in our psyche. However, by cultivating awareness, practicing compassion, and connecting with our shared humanity, we can begin to glimpse the underlying unity that binds us all. This realization is not just an intellectual understanding, it is a profound shift in consciousness that has the power to transform our lives and the world around us.